Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Start Your Day Great, Start Your Day with a Coach. I am your certified high performance coach, Sean Butner, and today is Reflection Fridays. We talk about the week. We talk about, an idea that might help you progress in your life, help you find meaning every day so that you live life to its fullest for you, whatever that is. And today I'm just talking about getting into action, right? And this is such an important thing. It's helped me as an introvert kind of get out of my head. Sometimes when you're over planning and overthinking, you can stress yourself out and you never start. And so, taking that first action is such an important thing. This week was kind of a reminder of that for me. So, as you know, I'm a small business owner running a coaching practice where I help people transform their lives. A lot of introverts technically is probably the big group that I tend to help with, but people in education, people in business, people just in other types of professions and like coding and stuff. So just kind of helping people really figure out what's important to them, what they really want out of life, and helping them shift over, right? And that all starts with that intention to change, right? But we don't begin until we take action, if that makes sense. We start with intention, but we don't begin until that first action. Because every marathon starts with that very first step, right? So years ago, I trained for marathons, and I had the idea and got freaked out about it. But the first day I did training when I could barely run for 5 minutes straight, that first step is when I started that journey, right? And just taking that first step doesn't seem like a huge, significant thing. And that's the point of this analogy, right? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It doesn't have to be, super consistency throughout the whole experience, right? There were times when I needed to run and I didn't because I just didn't have it in me. And then you work through that. But, you don't know what you need to work through until you start, right? And so that's why this is so important. And this is a reminder that you have more capacity for change in your life to shift the direction of your life than you think. But it has to be you that's driving that change. It can't be responding to the world, right? When people are overwhelmed, like they are in today's world, when people are frustrated, like many people are in today's world, when most people feel just kind of exhausted and they don't think they can take on more like we are in this world, it's because you're constantly reacting to what's going on around you. You're not driving your life, right? That's my observation as a coach. Maybe that's a little bit too edgy and punchy on a Friday morning for you, but I think if you think about it, it's true, isn't it? That we spend so much time reacting to what's coming at us, reacting to the news, to social media, to that uncle that has that crazy political view we don't particularly share, and we're not putting our good in the world. We're not putting our ambitions into action out in the world. And so we need to really think through that. So I have 3 ideas for you to help you get into action, to take that small step, because even the smallest action leads to the greatest momentum. So I firmly believe that in my life. Running a business and doing marketing as an introvert is really hard for me, but I need to get in it every day. I need to show up and do a video. I need to show up and do my copywriting and think about my customer journey and all that kind of good stuff. And that's ultimately what has helped me talk in front of a camera without seeming like I'm about to, mess my pants, essentially, right? So, okay, what are the 3 things that can help you get into action? It's, be clear on the future you're working towards, right? What is your plan of action? Like, if that's not clear in your head, you spend so much energy trying to figure out what to do next, you get distracted, you get thrown off course. But if you're like, this year, I am shifting my job from what I'm doing now as maybe a teacher to running a business where I'm teaching kids this particular, like how to knit, I don't know, right? It could be something like that. It could be something like, I know that, I love my job as a project manager, but I don't love the company I work for anymore. The mission just isn't there anymore. Where do I need to go where I'll feel connected to helping people get better health outcomes in communities? it's doing a better job at being explicit and connecting that to my identity versus just project managing for, the electrical company, right? Something along those lines. So if you're clear on what you want for your future, it's easy to have that plan, and then it's very easy to do what's next. So that's why earlier this month, I really was hammering home the New Year's Revolution board, your personal revolution, the new you 2.0 for this year, or 3.0, or whatever is hit in tech now. So, it's so important to have that clear vision for not only our work, for our health, for our relationships, for our just general well-being and happiness. Like, if you haven't thought through those things, it's time to do that now, right? That's the first action you can take, is to get clear on your plan. The second thing to know, once you have that plan, is to translate that into some type of daily and weekly action that shows up on your calendar, that shows up in what you're doing. And hey, Dave, what's going on, brother? Thanks for the emojis, I guess. Anyways, so we really need to, connect that vision and have it show up in our life. And what does that look like? It's like, I want to grow my coaching programs this quarter, right? So my group coaching, my individual coaching program, how am I going to do that? How's that showing up today on my calendar? Well, I have block time later today to do some videos for this new marketing thing that I'm doing that I'll share with you guys here probably next week. And so, that's gonna move that thing forward, and that it shows up every day. I have copywriting, I have to put together marketing materials, put up the pages, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how that shows up. When I was a software engineer, it was, what bugs do I need to work on? So I had a list of things that I was going to solve that day, or what feature was I building for the automation software I was working on. And having that clear idea helped me follow through and helped me not get stuck or get distracted. So, first thing to get into action is to get clear on the plan. Second thing is to have that daily or weekly actions on your calendar so you follow through. And then the third idea to really think through getting into action is how do you power up to feel the full motivation, the full excitement, the full zest of going through and following through with those daily actions, right? And so for me, it's having consistent walks during the day, or my workout schedule during the week. I work out twice a week now, doing weights and stuff like that. Making sure I'm getting out every day for at least a half hour, but most day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing a long 1 hour walk. Playing guitar before I do stuff like this. I rock out. I'm sure my neighbors are super, super pumped about that. But, that's what helps me get in the right mindset, the right kind of creative space to follow through to do what I need to do. So what is that for you? What do you do to get pumped up? That's not just drink 5 pots of coffee, because, that's counterproductive probably after the second pot, in my humble observation and experimentation with caffeine. But in addiction with caffeine, I let's just be honest. But so what are those things that center you? What are those habits that are getting you pumped up to follow through and do what you got to do, right? And sometimes you need a lot of energy to get psyched up to take that first step. Sometimes it just becomes habit and the energy expenditure is really low. And so paying attention to that and knowing that, hey, if I'm starting this thing that I think is going to be really tough, that I'm not super looking forward to, how can you switch that so that you have the energy capacity to then go forth and conquer, right? Get it done. So that's the idea for today, folks, is really, what are you doing to get into action every day? What are you doing to get rid of that overwhelm, that frustration, that exhaustion that we all have after, I can't even know the amount of months that it's really been a weird time to live. So, and the struggle for so many people. So we can change that. We can look forward and put some things in action that can really help us feel like we're moving forward in our lives. And I hope you guys do that. So that's it for the show today. Please if you would do the social media thing and like, share, comment, wherever you're watching this, get the word out. It helps me out, helps me continue to do these free videos for you. So please do that for me if you would. And go forth, live with more joy in your life, more personal growth every day, and more impact in your communities. Take care, guys.